So today I'm going to build a mobile workstation with drawers for the outdoor shop. I'm Linn, and this is the Darbin Orvar channel. So this whole project started because I had some pure bond plywood delivered for another project, and it was packaged in this plywood. Perfectly good 3/4 inch oak and 1/2 inch birch plywood. So I was thinking, what should I build with this bonus plywood I didn't even know I was getting? A shop project seemed perfect since I've been wanting to organize some tools and stuff in the carport, so I started with cutting these sheets down to size. I really like the idea of a mobile workbench with storage that could live in the shed behind the table saw, and then I could just roll it out when I needed the workspace. So I started with putting together a very simple box. I didn't want to make too big a deal here, so I'm just screwing the box together and I'm adding some dividers. Because one of the main things I really need is more storage space to store sanders and routers and things like that. Sometimes it's nice to do a really utilitarian project that you just really need. And I put on casters on the bottom so the whole box can be moved around easily. For drawers, I'm using the thinner plywood. And again, I'm going for a simple box construction here, screwing them together. Now, I've been wanting to move some of the stuff that's been taking up space in the indoor shop outdoors. And it's always nice with drawers because then I like how the tools are more protected from dust and you know where everything belongs. To protect the plywood, I'm just painting everything with basic white paint. And this is especially because this workstation will essentially be outdoors, so it's nice to protect the wood from moisture. I'm not using drawer sliders, mainly because I didn't have any on hand, so instead I'm simply sanding the bottoms of the shelves and the drawers smooth, and then I'm waxing both sides quite liberally, as well with some of my wax polish. And this just makes it much easier for the drawers to slide in and out, and it actually makes quite a big difference. Now for the handles, I'm using some maple. I cut a sample handle out, and I'm just tracing that and cutting up 3 more. I started with using a rasp to smoothen them out, but I quickly moved on to the sander here to get them less edgy. To attach them to the drawers, I'm simply finding the center and marking out where they need to go. At first, I was debating whether to bolt the handles in place from the front, but then I figured it will be nicer to go in from the back, and this maple is nice and hard anyway, should be good. And again, I'm using some of my wax polish. This is the raw linseed oil one, and you can find these in my shop if you're interested. And this is just a really simple and nice finish. Adds some color and makes the handles really nice and smooth. Okay, so now the project is finished. Time to put the drawers in. And you can see on top of the table saw I have some of the tools I'm hoping to store inside the drawers. Also the jigsaw, router, etc. All of my sanders. For the top of the bench, I want to attach this vise. It's really nice having a vise when sanding things sometimes, and when working on different things. So, bolting that down. I'm also going to keep the whetstone sharpener on top, and that takes quite a bit of room, as well as the grinder. So the idea is that this workbench will sit inside the shed, and I could just use it there if I want to, but I can also roll it out to plug in any tools. So that works out well. So I guess what I really wanted here was a mobile workbench, like a sanding station, a sharpening station, something that was out of the way when I wasn't using it and that was easy to bring out. And so I was really happy to be able to use the packing plywood because I was like, what am I going to use this for? And this project is perfect for that. So at least I have a lot of storage for sanders and routers and all kinds of things. These drawers are really deep, so they fit a lot. So yeah, I think this is going to be really helpful, and I really like how I can just lock this in here, get it out of the way when I don't need it. So yeah, and I also really like the handles. It's nice with a little bit of wood on top of all the white, and of course I paint this to protect it from the outdoor elements, since this is pretty much outdoors. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I want to really thank my patrons over at patreon.com for supporting my channel. If you want to have access to my weekly vlogs, then you can check out my Patreon campaign, and I'll put a link in the description below. But yeah, otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.